It's now my pleasure to welcome the chairman of the State University of New York Board of Trustees, H. Cara McCall. Chairman McCall joined the SUNY Board of Trustees in 2007 and became chair in 2011. Prior to finding what I'm quite certain is his life's calling in supporting our great State University of New York system, he served 3 terms as a comptroller of New York. Chairman McCall, will you please join me at the podium to offer greetings from the Board of Trustees and to present our honorary degree to Mr. Brian Gallagher.
President Hancock, thank you very much for that gracious introduction. And most of all, thank you for your leadership. Your vision, your dedication, your commitment to this institution has really paid off. And we all honor you and thank you for that leadership. I am pleased to bring greetings to the class of 2015 from the Board of Trustees of the State University of New York. We wish you well, we wish you Godspeed, we congratulate you, and we look forward to the contributions you are going to make to our communities. SUNY we have some 64 campuses, but Empire State College is very special. It's really a model, it's an innovator, it's a pioneer. When this college was created, because it was so special, there were a lot of people who thought over time, eventually, this would become like every other campus. Well, just the opposite has happened. Other campuses have learned from you, and they are becoming more like Empire State College, and that's good for the State University of New York. I'm particularly pleased by your dedication to non-traditional students. Someone asked me, what's a non-traditional student? And it was best explained by your student speaker when I was here a few years ago. She said that on the day that she received her letter of acceptance to Empire State College, that same day she received her first letter inviting her to join AARP. That's a non-traditional student. Those are the kinds of students that have made and will make a difference because of the tremendous education that they have received here. Now, it is my great honor and duty to present an honorary degree to Brian A. Gallagher. In 2009, Mr. Gallagher, you spearheaded the merger of United Way of America and United Way International into one robust organization, United Way Worldwide, the world's largest privately funded nonprofit. Since then, under your determined leadership as President and CEO of United Way Worldwide, you have sharpened this internationally distinguished organization's laser focus on community-based change. And through this effort, you've helped to create more opportunities in more places for more people across the globe. In public speaking, including at Empire State College last year, you have illuminated the prodigious challenges and accomplishments undertaken by this far-reaching nonprofit, now operating at nearly 1,800 individual sites around the world, galvanizing 2.8 million volunteers and 9.7 million donors worldwide, who raise $5.3 billion every year. Under your direction, nearly 12 million people are now engaged in changing their communities, whether by giving, advocating, or volunteering, a success in no small part a tribute to your inexhaustible commitment, broad-minded vision, and bold action. Through your work at the United Way, as well as on behalf of the Steering Committee of the World Economic Forum's Promoting Global Financial Inclusion Initiative, as a founding member of the Forum Advisory Committee and Global Gender Parity Group, and as an advisor to President Obama on faith-based and neighborhood partnerships, you have remained dedicated and led others in the charge to advancing United Way Worldwide's monumental mission to improve lives by mobilizing the caring power of communities around the world to advance the common good. It is in your unflinching, enlightened engagement in circumstances, whether in crisis or accomplishments. For these reasons, and many others, the State University of New York Board of Trustees is proud to award to you the honorary degree, Doctorate of Humane Letters, honoris causa. Congratulations. Right?
Got it right.
Good evening. President Hancock and Dean Ward, especially Chairman McCall for being here, and the entire SUNY Board of Trustees, members of the faculty, alumni, family members, and Empire State College graduates. To Sheena Wright, my colleague from United Way of New York City, thank you for being here. It's a great honor to receive this recognition as part of your commencement, and it's a great pleasure to be with you. I take a great deal of pride in this degree because it focuses on what you all are already exhibiting, your student speaker so eloquently talked about, and that's the need for leadership in the world today. We live in a very disruptive time. The economy has globalized. It's created inequality in our communities and across the world. There are more people living in a country outside of their place of birth than any time in the history of the world. The demographics of our communities are shifting, and the digitalization of the world is speeding all that change. You've never had so much power in your hands as an individual. The digitalization of the world has given you that power. Chairman McCall talked about my involvement with the World Economic Forum. The Forum is a dialogue group of world leaders, government leaders, business leaders, and NGO leaders, founded by a man named Klaus Schwab. Klaus is a German business professor who started the Forum. About 18 months ago, he said to a group of us gathered, in making this point about the era and the power of the individual, the state, government, used to exist to protect the individual from the collective. Today, the state exists to protect the collective from the individual. Doesn't matter how you think about that context, we have more resources on that smartphone than any of us have had in the history of the world, and the question is, what do we do with it? Information is not knowledge. Information can become knowledge, it can become a utility, and it can create unbelievable change. Think of the individuals in recent history that have created unprecedented change. Not institutions, individuals. Edward Snowden. Not arguing whether he's a hero or a traitor. But the fact is, this is one individual who changed how the world thinks about privacy and has changed legislation in the United States and influenced legislation across the world in terms of what government gets in terms of individual data. Maybe most especially today, and in light of the murders in Charleston yesterday, think of Alicia Garza. After the acquittal in the death of Trayvon Martin, she went online. She's a labor organizer in the Bay Area of San Francisco. And she wrote a blog. She didn't know what to do with her frustration and her anger. She wrote an online blog that, among other things, coined the phrase, Black Lives Matter. A friend in LA put a hashtag in front of it, and it became a movement. One individual with one friend who's arguably changing the way that we act on, individually and collectively, civil rights. Whether it's Ferguson or Baltimore or New York or Cleveland or Charleston, it's become a call to action. It's become a credo that not just Black Lives Matter, for sure that's the case, but what she's created is a platform for people to talk about all lives mattering. Brown lives matter. People who are gay, their lives matter. Women's lives matter. All lives matter. Should matter equally. One person changed the narrative and is changing how we think about human rights and social justice in America and around the world. Think of the individuals who have changed the business world and changed the way we live our lives. Richard Branson and Virgin Galactic. Space travel. The guy started with record stores, and now it's space travel. Brian Chesky and Airbnb, how we stay in the hoteling industry around the world. Uber and how we think about transportation. For us in institutions like us, in institutions like SUNY and Empire State College, it requires us to stop thinking of ourselves just as institutions, vertical organizations that people interact with. We have to see ourselves as platforms. The change that we've gone through, a 127-year-old organization, United Way, is fundamentally focused on how do we create opportunity and a platform for individuals to connect with each other and institutions to change their neighborhoods and to change the world. What does it mean for you? The world is an asymmetric place. It is not as orderly as it used to be. It is not logical. It is not linear. Your education has not been linear. You look more like the future of the world than our past. However you got to this spot in terms of continuing your education to move your life forward and to evolve is what the world increasingly is going to look like. You know, everything is local and everything is global at the same time. The ability to create change as an individual has never been more dramatically true. You're part of an innovative, adaptive learning organization that you brought your skill into. My encouragement of you as I say thank you and congratulations is take that to heart. Find your platform or create your platform. And this idea of lone wolves, going alone, not just in bad ways, but just going alone, wolves are social animals. Healthy wolves are part of a pack. Human beings are social animals. We need to be part of a pack. The fact is, you have more power as an individual to influence more dramatically at scale just about any of your predecessors who have ever sat here. Use it. Find your platform, create a platform, but connect with others. When the least among us succeed, that's when we all succeed. When we're part of something bigger, that's when we succeed. You're bringing an adaptive, innovative, asymmetric life through an innovative education institution into a world that never needed you more. It's an honor to be with you tonight. It's a great honor to receive this degree. Congratulations to all the graduates and your families. Good luck. Go get it.